Welcome to an exercise called pole raises. I'm actually going to demonstrate a full pole raise, although many people will be unable to do a full pole raise because of restrictions around the chest and shoulders, maybe due to poor posture and tight muscles around here. So I will show you the alternative, which is a much better option if you're a beginner level. So this is the full pole raise. And this is a few typical errors. First of all, if the core isn't engaged, when you get to here, the ribs tend to start to flare. So that will obviously pull the back out of that neutral, safe position. You can often feel this in the lower back as you go further round. The head tends to want to poke forward or drop down. Almost thinks like if the head gets out of the way, it might be easier to put the pole round. So you've got to be very careful with the head here. In a typical round-shouldered posture, it usually results in a forward poking head, almost sitting on your own organs. The chin tends to jut out and the vertebrae at the back of the neck tend to shorten. So here, almost think like a pigeon head. A pigeon kind of does this action. You don't want the forward poking head. You almost want to retract the neck, almost like giving yourself a double chin without actually doing that. So make sure the head doesn't poke forward. Make sure the ribs don't poke out. And at this point here as well, the shoulders can tend to hike up to the ears. So again, we need to use those mid-back muscles, drawing the shoulder blades down as we did earlier. And then, this is where people will start to get restriction here, because if you're tight in the chest and shoulders, or if there's any restriction in the shoulder, then it's very difficult to get the pole behind you without actually bending the arm. And this is where the half pole raise is a much better exercise initially. So instead of forcing the arms back and the ribs flaring or the shoulders hiking, putting tension in the body, you just come up to this position here and you can bend, then reach up and then forward and back down. So you're still having to use all the core to stop your ribs from poking out. Your head still has to be in the correct position. Your shoulders still have to be drawing down, using those mid-back muscles. Even just to do this half version, the hands can go behind the head or they can go just slightly in front, according to your level and ability. So breathing in, engaging pelvic floor, drawing the belly button, draw down the ribs, shoulder blades draw down, head stays nice and long, and you can bend the elbows to here, reaching up and stretching, and then gently releasing back down.